Space, 1.5 a foot to go. Now John Hamilton goes up and asks for a measurement. But the official says no. I think that's what Hamilton went up there for. He's going to insist on a measurement, which is his right. Now Steve official is going to grant him this measurement. Well, the Giants tried to get the measurement. The ball is in the far side of the field on the hash mark on the far side of the field. And the official says just about a half a yard to go. Now they can call for a measurement, I'm sure, because it's close. But they're right over there where the chain markers is, and they say no. They're going to call for a measurement. They chase. The high school football game played last evening between Woodlake and Lindsay. Hello, everybody. This is Mike Kermar at the Lindsay Olive Bowl, getting ready to bring you the football game between the visiting Woodlake Tigers and the home team, the Lindsay Cardinals. One of the big games of the season, especially for the Woodlake Tigers, because tonight they'll be going after their 22nd victory in a row. In other words, they'll be out to set a school record. Last week they tied the previous record at 21 straight victories, and so tonight they'll be going out after the 22nd victory in a row. And there's a big crowd here at the Lindsay Olive Bowl to see this football game. It's homecoming game for the Lindsay Cardinals, and they have their stands packed completely. At the present moment, the Lindsay Cardinal Band is out in the center of the field, getting ready to play a little music for us. Neither one of the two teams has made an appearance as yet. The opening game of this evening here has just been concluded, and that turned out to be a tie 13-13, the Woodlake B team and the Lindsay B team. And as we say, it's going to be a nice night for football. We're a little bit out of breath out of that fast trip from Sacramento, so we'll be back with the starting lineups after this message from Woodlake Hardware. And now here is the starting lineup for the visiting Woodlake Tigers. In the backfield tonight, we'll have Ralph Keck, rated the top quarterback in high school circles in the central San Joaquin Valley. At the halfback spot will be Joe Garcia. At the other halfback spot, Stan Sanchez. And we imagine starting at fullback tonight, although this may be changed, we think Art Scott will start at the fullback spot. Starting at center tonight for the Tigers will be Mike Schutt. In the guard spots will be Bob Hartzell and Pete Rodriguez. The two tackles tonight will be Gary Hart and Jim Crawford. And the ends will be Tom Schulte and Gary Hagar. Hagar is possibly the leading pass receiver in high school circles in the central San Joaquin Valley. That's the starting offensive lineup for the Woodlake Tigers. Actually, they change very little on defense because they go just about both ways. And the Tigers, of course, as we mentioned before, have not lost a game for quite a while. They're after victory number 22 straight tonight. The Lindsay Tigers have a record of 1 victory and 5 defeats, but we understand they're a very strong, fast team, and possibly this will be the toughest game that the Woodlake Tigers will have this year. Right now, talking to people in the press box, it's rated as a toss-up. Now, the band is still out on the center of the field. The two teams have taken their warm-up practice down at the edge of the field, and we should have this football game getting underway in a few moments. In the meantime, we'll be back with the lineups for the home Cardinals after this message from Rusty's Drive-In.
Looking for a spot for morning brunch or maybe a midday snack? Or would you prefer an afternoon pepper-upper? Then try Rusty's Drive-In on South Valencia in Woodlake. There you'll find such goodies as tacos, Fritos, Spanish foods too, as well as chuck wagon foods, barbecue beef, fish sandwiches, and delicious hot chili. Now these are just a few of the things that you can find at Rusty's right now. Rusty's Drive-In is known for its good food and service, as well as the fine, sparkling kitchens. So when you are in Woodlake, drive down to 136 South Valencia. In fact, right now might be a good time to stop at Rusty's Drive-In. They are open from 10 to 10 every day of the week, and on Friday nights until 1 a.m., so you can stop in after the ball game or your favorite movie. You'll find just what you need to satisfy your hunger or quench your thirst when you stop at Rusty's Drive-In on South Valencia in Woodlake.
And now back here at the Olive Bowl with the football game still about 2 or 3 minutes away. We'll give you the starting lineups for the home team, the Lindsay Cardinals. In the backfield for the Lindsay Cardinals tonight will be Edwards, weighing 180 pounds, the starting quarterback. The fullback tonight will be Dickerson, 209 pounds. In the halfback spots will be Wolleman, weighing 175 pounds, and Taylor, 160 pounds. The tackle spots tonight, Hirayama weighs 207 pounds. He'll be one of the starting tackles. Paul, 175 pounds, will be at the other tackle spot. The guards tonight will be Hirayama. Correction on that, Hirayama is starting at the tackle spot. The guards tonight are Back and Womack, W-A-M-M-A-C-K, Womack and Kubasak. The two ends tonight will be Hubbard, weighing 197 pounds, and Wilson, 165 pounds. That big cheer you heard probably was for the Woodlake Tigers as they came back out onto the field here, and they're getting ready now to start this football game. They're warming up down to our right. That's the goal to the west end of the Olive Bowl here. And the Lindsay Cardinals are just about ready to make their appearance as their rooting section, their cheerleaders, have a big sign out there, paper sign, and of course the Lindsay Cardinals will come busting through that sign here in just a moment or so, and this football game will get underway. Below us, the band of Woodlake is really rooting for their team. As we say, this is a big game for the Woodlake Tigers, and in order to break the school record, they'll have to win this one here tonight, so they'll be out there going full force. That's the starting lineups now for the two teams, and we'll be back with the actual play-by-play after this message from Woodlake Growers.
See the all-new, more powerful Homelight chainsaws now on display at Woodlake Grower Supply, 174 East Norano in Woodlake. Try out this new lightweight Homelight chainsaw at Woodlake Grower Supply. This Homelight lightweight chainsaw makes other chainsaws completely out of date. So first thing, stop in tomorrow and see this new Homelight. And while you're at Woodlake Growers, look around. You'll find a complete supply of Fuller paints that are designed to meet the needs of the warm California sun. They last and last. You'll find the colors you need right on the shelves at Woodlake Grower Supply. Then, if you happen to have a horse or two around the ranch, it will pay you to keep that horse in top condition. The best way to do this is to treat him to the top form protection on a regular basis. Then you can get the most enjoyment from your horse. Top form products and a recommended schedule of year-round protection is to be found at your Woodlake Grower Supply, located on 174 East Norano in Woodlake.
Well, we're just about ready to start this football game as the Lindsay Cardinals won the toss, and they will receive the opening kickoff. They'll be defending the goal down to our right, the west end of the field, and the Woodlake Tigers will be kicking off from the east end of the field. They'll be defending the goal down to our left. And they're spotting the ball on the 40-yard mark now. Ralph Keck will do the kicking off for the Woodlake Tigers. The two deep men for the Lindsay Cardinals. On the near side of the field is Vidrio. On the far side of the field, it's Taylor. They're both standing back on about their 5-yard line. The ball is spotted on the 40-yard line, and this is a packed house tonight. They're standing around the field. There's a kick, a high end over end. Going down, and is being taken by Vidrio on the 10, the 15, the 20, the 25, the 30. And he's pulled down on the 35-yard line as he removes it up to the 45, and he was brought down by Stan Sanchez. So now the Lindsay Cardinals have the first play, and they'll be taking off here on the offensive as they have their offensive team in right now. In the backfield, it's Edwards along with Dickerson at the fullback spot. Edwards at quarterback. Wallerman and Taylor will be in the halfback position. Cardinals dressed in those cardinal-colored jerseys with white trousers, red stripes down. They split the right end out about the 15 yards this time. Edwards calling the signals. In motion goes Taylor. Edwards takes the spin this time, hands it off to the big man Wollerman, and Wollerman crashes over the right side, moves it out about 5, maybe 6 yards. As he gets it down to they move it back to the 45-yard line, so it's 2nd and 5 to go. Second down, 5 yards to go now for the Lindsay Cardinals in their own territory. The opening minute of the football game here. And the Woodlake Tigers have their two offensive ends, both in their defensive ends right now. Again, the end is split for the Lindsay Cardinals. Again, the spin, and this time the ball is handed off to Taylor. Taylor over the left side picks up 3 yards at the most, and he's brought down by the right side of the Woodlake line. And in on the tackle was Gary Hagar, along with Ralph Keck, who came up from his linebacking spot to make the tackle. So it's 3rd down coming up. They spot the ball on the 42.5-yard line, just halfway between the 40 and the 45, so we'll call it 3rd and 3 to go. 3rd and 3 now for the Cardinals. Taylor's in the backfield. This time he's out in the slot. The quarterback, Edwards, spins this time, hands it off to Dickerson, the fullback. Dickerson's got that first down and more as he moves the football up close to the 50-yard line. Right down in front of us here again. Keck was in on the tackle, and Tom Schulte. But it is enough for the first down, and the ball is spotted on the 49-yard line in Lindsay territory. So Lindsay, sticking strictly to the ground here in the opening minute of the football game, have made the first down of the evening. And now Edwards, the quarterback, 180 pounds, sets his team, spins again. This time the handoff goes to the big boy Taylor. Taylor crashes through, and he's hit right on the 50-yard line. And number 81, again, it was Hagar was in there to bring him down. He was aided by Stan Sanchez. They move it across the 50 now, and they're going to spot it on the 49-yard line in Woodlake territory. So it's 2nd down, 8 yards to go for the Cardinals. Tigers are dressed in their white uniforms tonight, white trousers, white jerseys, black helmets with orange color stripes. And this time the end for number 81, Hubbard, is split. The second man going through as Wellerman finds a big hole. He gets down to the 40-yard line and may have gone across the 40-yard line. Plenty for the first down, though, as he picks up about 8 yards going straight down the middle. The man on the bottom of the pile to bring him down was Mike Schuft of the Woodlake Tigers. Number 79 was also in on the tackle, Mike Beaton of Woodlake. We understand Mike was injured last week. He's back in the lineup now defensively for the Tigers. 1st and 10 to go. The ball on the 40-yard line in Woodlake territory. This time, Garcia on the draw. Gives it to Dickerson. Dickerson finds a big hole. He goes all the way down to the 30 and across the 30 to the 28-yard line. The big fullback plunging on the draw play that time. For 1st and 10. And this ground game of Lindsay now is really tearing big holes in that forward wall of Woodlake. Woodlake will have to stiffen up just a little bit, although we've seen 2 of their games this year, the last 2, and they have actually been scored upon first in both games, but they've always fought back. All right, it's 1st and 10 to go, just across the 30-yard line. Edwards looks his team over. Edwards takes it. Edwards hands it off this time to Wollerman. Wollerman over the left tackle spot, picks up about 2 yards on the play. They're still untangling, and the last man to get up is Bob Hoppala. Big Bob Hoppala in there on the initial tackle. 2-yard carry, 2nd down, and 8 yards to go. 2nd and 8 now for the Lindsay Cardinals. They have the ball. They're getting deeper into Woodlake territory on about the 27-yard line, actually, is where it's spotted. This time the end, Wilson is split way over to the right. Again, Edwards calls signals. Edwards takes it. Edwards to the second man through. And that is Taylor carrying the football. He picks up nice yardage as he slanted between the left tackle and the left end spot that time. Moves it down. They're going to spot the football on the 23-yard line. So it'll be third down. A long 4 to go. 3rd and 4 to go now for the Lindsay Cardinals on the 24-yard line in Woodlake territory. Woodlake on their forward ball has Schulte and Hopala also down there right now. We see Bob Hartzell. Now the Cardinals are all set once more. At this time, carrying the football straight up the middle is Walleman. He got awfully close to that first down. Let's see where they're going to spot it. It's near the right on the 20-yard line, and I think we may. No, it's a little bit short. We thought we might have to have a measurement, but it's 4th down coming up, and a long yard to go for the Lindsay Cardinals. 4th and a yard to go on the Woodlake 20-yard line. Well, let's see what the Cardinals try here. This time they're going to split both ends. And the quarterback sets his team. There's a quarterback sneak by Edwards. He's got that first down, I'm sure, right up the middle. And they're still untangling, but there's a signal. 1st and 10 to go for Lindsay. Edwards, the quarterback, on the keep that time, right up the middle. Picked up the first down, and the ball is now on the 17-yard line in Woodlake territory. So the Cardinals doing just like Kingsburg did last week, I believe, and Danube the week before, starting off here on a long, sustained drive. This time the handoff to the second man. He's caught and thrown for a loss. And crashing through them, big Gary Hart to bring down the ball carrier that time. It was Wolleman carrying the football, and he was thrown back of the 20, but there's a penalty marker down. And a penalty against the Woodlake Tigers being marked off right now. A 15-yard penalty against Woodlake, and that's really going to put them in the hole. Personal foul being signaled. So that moves the football all the way down deep near the goal line. And we're trying to get this spotting now. The line markers are not too well marked here right now, but they have it down near the 5-yard line. No, it's near the 10-yard line. First and, well, I guess it's 1st and goal to go because it looks like it's just inside the 10-yard line. This time, Edwards spins, hands off to number 31, Dickerson, the fullback, 209-pound fullback. He didn't pick up much as the center of the Woodlake wall in there to hit him, led by Bob Hartzell and also Mike Schutt. Give him a gain, actually, of very little that time. 3rd down coming up. 3rd and about 2 to go. Cardinals are led out of that huddle by Metters, the center now. Edwards, the quarterback, this time pitches out to number 41, Wolleman. He's running wide. He's just on the 10-yard line. A nice save that time by Stan Sanchez. As Wolleman, trying to skirt the left end, got over near the sideline. Sanchez brought him down, and they say right inside the 10-yard line. About the 9.5-yard line is where that ball is going to be spotted. So that brings up 4th down now for the Lindsay Cardinals, and they have about a yard to go for the first down. 4th and a yard to go. They have a flanker up this time. It's Taylor. Edwards, the quarterback, throws one down way over the head of the intended receiver. Edwards just took that snap that time, wheeled once, threw into the end zone, and down there was Hubbard, but he was at least 10 yards away from that football and went over everybody's head. And so this drive of Lindsay here is stopped by the Woodlake Cardinals, and now Woodlake will take over deep in their own territory. This will be their first opportunity to go on the offense tonight. We have only 5 minutes, 43 seconds remaining here in the first quarter of the football game. Now Woodlake huddling it back to their own goal line, comes up to that line of scrimmage. Mike Chuff is the center, first one out of there. Gary Keck in the backfield, along with Sanchez and Garcia. This handoff this time to Sanchez. He's running the left end. He gets a block. He gets down to the 10-yard line, still on his feet, down almost to the 20. Stan Sanchez on a nice run that time. And leading the way for him was Joe Garcia, who put in a nice block, and Gary Hagar. I see they're going to spot a 1st and 10 to go on the 20-yard line. And the Tigers already running out of the dangerous territory as they have it down to the 10. With 5 minutes, 24 seconds remaining in the first quarter. So far, no times out in this football game. Again, Keck takes it this time, hands the football off to Sanchez. He runs the left end this time, and he's hit and brought down on the 25-yard line. Sanchez again carrying the football only to the other side of the field, and he was brought down by Bishop for the Lindsay Cardinals. A momentary timeout. Let's have a message from Diamond Market. You always say is back in now here at the football field. It's second down, about 5 yards to go. Keck pitches this time to Joe Garcia. Garcia starts wide around left, then cuts the corner, and he picks up at least 3 yards on the play. Garcia started around the left end, then he found a hole, openings, cut up field, and he was hit and brought down by G. Metters, 190-pound offensive center, and also in there right now on that forward wall defensively for Lindsay. Coming out of the lineup for Woodlake as Bob Hoppelock comes over to the sidelines. We'll get his replacement, I believe, right now going in is Ed Landon. We'll check that in just a moment. Keck again sets. Keck this time takes a handoff, rolls back, throws right. He's got Hagar. Hagar down on the 25. He's all the way for the touchdown. All the way. What a beautiful play, and it is a touchdown now. As Keck, a beautiful fake that time, takes a handoff to Joe Garcia. Then he faded back to about his 15-yard line. He looked downfield, and here was Hagar down on the 35-yard line in Lindsay territory. Hagar took that ball, running at full speed over his shoulder, and he was chased into the end zone, but they didn't get close, and the score now is 6 for Woodlake, nothing for the Lindsay Cardinals. 6-0. Woodlake out in front. They'll try for the point after touchdown. We have just 3 minutes, 40 seconds remaining in the first quarter. All right, the Tigers are out of that huddle now. Let's see what Keck decides to do to make this extra point. He takes the snap. This time he's rolling out, and he hands it off to Garcia. Garcia dives in for the touchdown. So, Joe Garcia carrying for the extra point. And the score now is 7 for Woodlake, and nothing for the Lindsay Cardinals. Now, wait a minute. Was there a penalty? There must have been a penalty on that. We'll have to wait and see. Just a minute. We're going to try it once more. This is the first quarter. 6-0 the score. We're going to try again for that point after touchdown. Here's Keck taking it this time. Keck makes a handoff, then goes out to the left. He may be caught. He is caught before he could get into that end zone. He was looking for a receiver in the end zone, couldn't find one, and coming in to bring him down, coming in from him behind, actually, was Dickerson to bring him down, so the score remains 6 for Woodlake, nothing for Lindsay. And now while the two teams change up positions, let's have a message from Joe Bunch Mohawk.
Gasoline, oil, lubrication, tune-ups, brake and muffler work. Those are the services you get most often at your favorite service station. If you're still looking for the best in service and satisfaction, however, we suggest you pull a switch. Switch to Joe Bunch's Mohawk service.
All right, Woodlake getting ready now to kick off to Lindsay. The deep men for Lindsay are Taylor on the far side, Vidrio on the near side. Here's Keck kicking off, end over end going down. Vidrio takes it on the 15, comes to the 20, the 25 on his feet. He gets to the 30, the 35, knocks down, and out of bounds on the 39-yard line. Number 21, Joe Garcia, knocking him out on the 39-yard line, where it's 1st and 10 to go now for the Lindsay Cardinals. They trail 6-0 here in the first quarter of the football game, with 3 minutes and 21 seconds remaining in this quarter. Lindsay put on a sustained drive on the opening kickoff, got it all the way down to the 10-yard line of Woodlake, but couldn't quite get in there for that touchdown. Woodlake then on about 3 plays or 4 plays went all the way. Here's the quarterback Edwards going back, throwing a long pass. It's all the way completed down to number 42, Taylor. On the 50-yard line, he's knocked out of bounds on the far side near the 35-yard line. A nice pass, and there's Edwards throwing a pass, looks just about like Keck that time. He threw a beautiful floating pass down to the Hilton it was, and rather to Taylor, and Taylor was knocked out of bounds on the far side of the field on the 35 in Woodlake territory. So it's 1st and 10 to go now for the Lindsay Cardinals. 1st and 10 for Lindsay. Again, Edwards this time hands it off to the big man, number 41, Woolman. Woolman right into the center of the line. He picks up 3 yards on the play, about 3. And getting up off the bottom of the pile, Bob Hartzell, who was in there first to make the tackle. And also in there for the Woodlake Tigers was Charlie Cisneros. They're going to spot the ball now on the 34-yard line, actually. 2nd down, 7 yards to go for Lindsay. Edwards goes way back, looks, throws one down. It's complete this time to Taylor. On the 25, he's hit immediately and hit by Ralph Keck right on the 25-yard line. But it is a completed pass. Woodlake huddling back. Well, we're having a little bit of trouble here with our spotting coordinate, but we'll get things lined up right now. It's first down, 10 yards to go. Edwards on the draw play this time, and there's a play that went wrong as trying to carry that football into the center of the line on the draw play was number 31 for the Lindsay Cardinals. That's Dickerson, the fullback. He picked up maybe a yard on the play. Let's see. No, right on the line of scrimmage. So it's 2nd and 10 to go. 2nd and 10 now for Lindsay as they send plays in from the far sidelines. Going out of the lineup this time was Irian. All right, Edwards, the quarterback, sets his team again. The ball's on the... There's Edwards going back. He's being chased. Gets a little screen pass. Intended that time for Taylor, but over the hands of Taylor. As Edwards was decoying the rushing forward wall of Woodlake back there, Taylor was out in the clear. He threw a little screen pass out to him, but Taylor couldn't hold on to it. Incomplete pass brings up 3rd down and 9 yards to go. With 1 minute, 32 seconds remaining here in the first quarter of the football game. 3rd and almost 10 yards to go. It is. Both ends are split this time. They also have a man out in the slot. Edwards going back. Has time. Throws one far downfield. It's intended for Taylor again and over his head. Down guarding was number 42 for Woodlake. That's Al Marino. But it was way over the head of the intended receiver and also the head of the defender. So it brings up 4th down with 10 yards to go. The ball still near the 24-yard line in Woodlake territory. Woodlake out in front by a score of 6-0. And a timeout called on. Wait a minute, correction on that. There was no timeout. We thought there was. But the official says, no, start that clock again. So it's 4th and 10 to go now for Lindsay. They'll have to go to the air on this one, I'm sure. They send out their left end. Wilson split way to the far side. In motion this time goes Taylor. There's a snap from center. There's Edwards rolling out to the right. Looks, goes into the end zone. Down for the big man. No good. Intended for Wilson. Deep in the end zone that time. Joe Garcia was covering. But it was just over the... out of the reach, rather, of the intended receiver, M. Wilson, the big end. And so, once again, the Woodlake Tigers will take over 1st and 10 to go. This time they're taking over on their own 24-yard line with 1 minute, 21 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. A momentary timeout. Let's have a message from JB Sportswear.
Do you find the nights at the football games getting just a little bit chilly? Well, it's going to get a lot cooler yet. Now's the time to stop in at JB Sportswear, located on North Valencia in Woodlake. Look over their complete selection of fall and winter coats and sweaters, just right for the football games, or for any occasion for that matter. The latest fashions are now in. All the new fall and winter colors and materials at JB Sportswear. Plus, JB's has a tremendous selection of stretch pants for you ladies. JB Sportswear is clothing headquarters for women, children, and teens. Sportswear to put you in style. The new look, the neat look, the total look, featuring Kaiser Roth lingerie and hosiery, Permalift bras, and famous kids footwear. If you want to be at the top in wearing apparel, stop in at JB Sportswear, located on North Valencia in Woodlake. Their sportswear puts you in style.
Time back in. 1st and 10 to go for Woodlake. Keck, the quarterback, is set. The ball's on the 24-yard line. Keck spins once, hands it to the second man through. And that looks like Sanchez, but he's pulled down behind the line of scrimmage as the right side of the Cardinal wall broke through there to throw him for a loss. And leading that charge for the Lindsay Cardinals was number 73, Jay Kupasek, 242-pound tackle for the Cardinals. The clock is going with 56 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Woodlake out in front, 6-0. The Tigers after their 22nd consecutive victory. Keck calls signals. Keck takes it this time. Hands it off to Garcia. Leads the way for him. Garcia gets down. He's running. He gets down to the 45 to 50. And he still the Tiger and tackler with him down to the 40-yard line in Lindsay territory. As Joe Garcia, run, tight roping down the near sideline, was finally brought down by Bishop right on about the 40-yard line in Lindsay territory. He was not out of bounds, so the clock has not stopped. And it's going along. Now it has stopped with, since it is first down, with 35 seconds remaining here in the first quarter of the football game. Joe Garcia with the best run of the evening so far Although the Tigers scored on a long pass and run from Keck to Hagar. Keck this time fakes to one man, hands off to Sanchez over the left tackle. He's spinning away. He gets down to the 20, about the 31-yard line. Sanchez carrying the football. 13 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. The ball is spotted on the 31-yard line. 6 seconds, 5 seconds, the clock is going. I doubt if they have time to get off this plate. 1 second. There's a gun ending the first quarter. The score is 6-0 in favor of Woodlake. And now while they change positions, here's a message from Olson. Winner is the second quarter, just getting underway now. Second down for the Woodlake Tigers. About 1 yard to go. Ralph Keck, the quarterback, takes one handoff, then gives it to Garcia. Garcia over the right tackle spot. Picks up enough for the first down, I'm sure on that. Let's see. Yeah, plenty as they're going to spot the ball on the 26-yard line in Lindsay territory. First and 10 to go for the Woodlake Tigers. The Tigers out in front, 6-0. We're just starting play in the second quarter of the football game. Both teams, big, fast, and husky, but the Tigers so far have shown that power on the run and the pass. All right, Keck once more sets. All the ends are in tight. Keck pitches this time to Sanchez. Blocks for him. Sanchez gets down to the 25, and he's tripped on the 25-yard line. Number 84, Knutson, one of the defensive ends for Lindsay, in there to bring him down. So it'll be second down coming up for the Tigers now. They picked up 2 yards on that play. It'll be 2nd and 8. Again, coming out of the lineup is Hopala on the deep offensive lead for Woodlake. A big crowd here tonight, even standing around this football field, so it's more than packed. It's overflowing right now. Sets once more. Keck takes a long count. Keck this time hands it off to Garcia. Garcia runs wide, and he's tripped and knocked down on about the 22-yard line, so he picks up only about a yard. He had no help over on the far side. Evidently outran his blockers, and they're going to spot it on the 22-yard line. A gain of about 2 yards on the play. Let's call it 3rd and 6 to go. 3rd and 6 to go now for the Woodlake Tigers. They lead 6-0. Of course, right now, probably they're hoping for ball control. This is a big forward wall in there for the Lindsay Cardinals now. They have some husky men in there defensively. This time, both Garcia and Marino are split. There's Keck going out, rolling, looking. Goes over the line to Shorty. Shorty is hit on the 15-yard line to 16-yard line. Completed pass from Keck to Shorty. And Hilton was in on the tackle to bring down the ball carrier. But it is a completed pass down to the... Now let's see where they are going to spot it. They're moving it right on the 16-yard line. It's 1st and 10 to go for Woodlake. That's the 16-yard line in Lindsay territory. Woodlake once more out of the huddle. They have Sanchez along with Joe Garcia. Number 43 is Scott, the fullback. Keck, the quarterback. Keck takes it this time, pitches to Sanchez. Sanchez running wide, and he gets away from one tackler and is then brought down. As number 70 of Woodlake, Gary Hartcott blocked one man out, but by that time, then the left defensive linebacker for the Lindsay Cardinals came in to bring him down, and that was Dickerson. Second down coming up. Second and 10 now for Woodlake. Not 2nd and 10, correction on that, 2nd and 5. Let's see if they can pick up that necessary yardage here. The pitch to Sanchez. This time he runs the near side, then cuts the corner, and he's brought down on the 5-yard line. Stan Sanchez, rather, we get that right. And again in on that tackle was number 31, Dickerson, who is playing a good game defensively in the backfield for Lindsay Cardinals right at this point. Third down. They spot the ball. We're trying to pick it up down there without there's no chalk marks here tonight, but it's just about on the 5-yard line. Third down now for Woodlake. On the 5-yard line. There's a quarterback sneak by Keck, and he gets down close to that goal line, but he didn't make it in. But he made that first down. That's what they wanted. They made the first down, and the ball is now on the 3-yard line in Lindsay territory. 1st and goal to go. Actually, looking at the flag on the far side, it looks like it's closer to about the 2.5-yard line, but the Tigers have 4 downs to make it. 8 minutes, 25 seconds remaining in the first half. The Tigers have both ends in tight this time. Keck looks his team over. Keck takes it. Keck hands it off this time to number 21, Garcia. Did he make it? No, almost. Not quite, though. He's awfully close to that goal line. Again, Dickerson was in on the tackle. What do we see? About a yard to go at the very most. I doubt if it's even that. It's probably between a yard and a half a yard there to go. And they say 2-3 more downs to make it in, because this is second down. Okay, let's see what they try on this one. Keck has his... There's Keck on the quarterback keep. He makes it. Keck goes in for the 6 points. And now the Woodlake Tigers lead by a score of 12-0. So Keck carrying in from the 1-yard line for another 6 points. And the Tigers now have a lead of 12-0 with 7 minutes, 43 seconds remaining here in the first half of the football game. Well, let's see what Keck tries. He's going to split his end. Hagar out to the right this time, about 15 yards. Calling the signals. He takes it. He throws into the end zone intended for Hagar, but no good. But there's penalty markers down. And it's going to be a penalty against Lindsay, by the way. So the Tigers will have an opportunity to try once more for this point after touchdown, or I think some of the Tigers didn't realize the penalty was against Lindsay. They started to run back, but now they will try once more for this point after touchdown. Here is Stan Sanchez, who was out on that play going in, and coming out is Al Marino. 12-0, Woodlake out in front. Well, it looks like Hagar's going to be split again. Let's see if they'll try the same play for this point after touchdown. Keck takes it. Keck hands it off this time to number 21, Garcia. He's in. Garcia ran wide to the near sidelines, and he just outran the defense that time to go in for the extra point, making the score 13 for Woodlake and nothing for Lindsay. And now Woodlake will kick off to Lindsay. Before they do, Les Hidrio on the far side. On the near side, it's Taylor for Lindsay. What a kick. Going down on the goal line, taken by Taylor this time. Taylor coming out to the 15 to 20. He tries to cut to the far side of the field, and he's pulled down on about the 23-yard line. A nice kick that time by Keck. That was a beautiful. In on the tackle, though, was Pete Rodriguez of Woodlake. So it'll be first and 10 to go now for the Lindsay Cardinals. The ball's on their own 25-yard line. On these Woodlake Tigers, as most high school players do nowadays, go both ways. We see Hager in there along with Marino, Sanchez, Garcia. Edwards, the quarterback, takes the snap from center, hands it off to the big man, Wolleman. Wolleman right up the middle on the draw play, going all the way down to the 25-yard line, and it's enough for that first and 10. Mike Wolleman, 175 pounds. He looks bigger than that, but he really barreled himself up that middle there for 10 yards and the first down for the Lindsay Cardinals. Right into the center of the line. The Tigers have out there in the center right now. Charlie Cisneros is one of the boys. And we'll pick out some more of these defenders from Woodlake here in just a moment. Anyway, Edwards, a quarterback, looks his team over, waiting for that snap from center. Edwards takes it. This time hands it off again to Wolleman. Wolleman on the same play. And he got close to the 40-yard line, about the 39-yard line before he's brought down. A carry that time of at least 4 yards at 2nd and 6 to go. As we mentioned, this stadium here, this Olive Bowl, is packed tonight. Second down coming up now for the Cardinals. About 6 yards to go. The ball on the 39-yard line in Cardinal territory. 6 minutes, 19 seconds remaining in the first half. Edwards, the quarterback, takes the snap. Edwards goes back, looks, has time, throws one far downfield. He has a man no good over his head. And that was Taylor, far down on the 25-yard line. It was over the head of the intended receiver. Both Marino and Sanchez were back there to cover, but Taylor had gotten in back of them, and if he could have been a little bit faster, or the pass had been thrown just a little bit shorter, he would have gone all the way. But it was impossible to catch. It was over his head. And this boy, Edwards, throws a football just as hard as Ralph Keck. All right, the split end this time is Wilson over near to the near sidelines as Edwards takes the snap again. Edwards hands it off to the number 31, Dickerson, the fullback. He makes no gain at all. He's pulled down right on the line of scrimmage. And there's a big pile up there in the center of the line. And getting up from the bottom was number 54, Woodlake, Mike Shutt, who was in on the bottom of that tackle. Fourth down now and 5 yards to go. The ball is still on the 40-yard line in Lindsay territory, and going back in punt formation is Taylor for the Cardinals, standing on his 29-yard line. Taylor gets the snap, a left-footed kick. Kicks left-footed, there is going down, And it's being taken down there by by Sanchez. Sanchez returns it up to the 35-yard line. He took it on the 25. Returned it about 10 yards where he's brought down. And once again, the Tigers will take over. First and 10 to go. And, of course, a momentary timeout here. Well, there's a timeout. First and 10 to go now for Woodlake. The ball on their own 35-yard line. The Tigers in possession. There's a fake handoff, a fumble, and let's see. It's a Lindsay recovery. A bad handoff that time as Keck attempted to hand it off to Garcia. The ball dropped to the ground. And from here it looked like number 82. We don't know, but Wilson, I think, recovered that fumble. So here's a big break now for the Lindsay Cardinals. Still in the first half, they have the ball on the 35-yard line in Woodlake territory. And let's see if they go to the air because they trail by 12 points. This time they split Wade, the end. And Wilson out. Edwards goes back, looks for Wilson. Throws one down here, though, intended for Taylor. Taylor just barely missed it. He couldn't quite hold on to it. He got his hands on it down on about the 20-yard line as Marino was down there with him defending. It's an incomplete pass. Stops the clock with 4 minutes, 43 seconds remaining in the first half. And brings up second down with 10 yards to go. As we mentioned, this is homecoming night here at Lindsay football field. Second down, 10 yards to go. The ball still on the 35-yard line in Woodlake territory. Edwards at quarterback. Moves back a little bit. Looks, throws one over the middle this time. And Taylor's got it on the 25. He's hit immediately. But it is a complete pass, and that was more like a football pass as Taylor just back-stepped about 3 feet and then threw that ball in a high arch over the center of the line and taken by Taylor right on the 25-yard line. It's first and 10 to go. The clock is running with 4 minutes, 25 seconds remaining here in the first half of the football game. Lindsay in possession, first and 10 on the Woodlake 25. Again, Edwards, this time on a handoff to number 41, Wolleman. And Wolleman is brought down behind the line of scrimmage, as in there to bring him down for the Tigers was Bob Hartzell, and also it looked like Gary Hart. Hart. That is right, Hart and Hartzell. But it's a gain of a yard and a half. Let's call it 2. Second down, 8 yards to go. Schulte comes out defensively for the moment for the Woodlake Tigers. This time, Wilson, the end, is split out to the near sideline. There's Edwards going back on the draw to Wolleman. Wolleman across the 20 down to the 19-yard line. Another draw play that time, and Wolleman got it across the 20, actually to about the 18-yard line, where it's third down coming up, 5 yards to go. Third and 5 for the Cardinals, and they have it. It's been pretty tough for them to make a very good yardage once they get inside this 20-yard line of Woodlake. They've been in there about 3 times tonight. So it's third and 5 now for the Cardinals on the 18-yard line, Woodlake territory. Edwards, a quarterback, moves back, throws one over the line. It's complete to number 43. He's in for the touchdown, Vidrio. And a completed pass from Edwards to Vidrio right over the center. And again, that was that basketball pass. Just a lob high in the air. Vidrio going straight downfield, took it just about in back of the defensive center of Woodlake, right on the goal line, went in for the 6 points. So it's 13-6 now in favor of Woodlake. Lindsay has done at that scoreboard, and let's see what they try there. Holding the football will be Meade, and it looks as if Edwards will attempt to kick for the point after touchdown. There's the snap, the ball's down. Edwards kicks, is partly deflected that time, and crashing in there was Ralph Keck, who partly deflected, so it's no good. The score is 13 for Woodlake, 6 for the Lindsay Cardinals, still in the first half of the football game. And now for a message from Diamond's Market.
You always save more when you shop at Woodlake's favorite grocery store, Diamond's Market, 324 East Antelope in Woodlake. Small wonder then that the smart homemaker shops at Diamond's Market. Garden fresh produce brought in daily, crisp and cool and fresh. Plus, all top brand names of every conceivable staple you could possibly ever use. You always save at Diamond's Market, and here are just a couple of money-saving buys that are offered at specials this week.
Try Diamond's recipe of pure lean pork sausage that has been handed down since 1890, only 59 cents a pound. You know the kind your grandmother used to make. Rib steaks, only 67 cents a pound. Last 3 days, only Folgers coffee, 1 pound can, only 59 cents. Fresh local fryers, only 35 cents a pound, and Kern Valley platter bacon, only 69 cents a pound. You can't beat these bargains.
Yes, Diamond's Market is glittering with money-saving values every day of the week. For the best in choice quality meats, garden fresh produce every day, and just plain convenient friendly service. Make it a special point to shop at Diamond's Market, 324 East Antelope in Woodlake, where every day is bargain day.
Getting ready now to kick off for the Lindsay Cardinals. They're spotting the ball on the tee on the 40-yard line, and it will be Vidrio who will kick off. The deep man for Woodlake on the far side of the field is Sanchez. On the near side, it's Joe Garcia. The score, 13 for Woodlake, 6 for Lindsay, and they said this would be a good game, and it has. Vidrio, left-footed kicker, comes forward. There's a high end-over-end going down. Sanchez takes it on the 4. Hands it off, though, on a... Hands it off on a reverse to Garcia. Garcia, the 10, the 15. He breaks away, but he's hit on the 16-yard line. That was taken by Sanchez, who then handed it off to Garcia. Garcia got it out to about the 16, where he was hit and hit hard, brought down. So it's first and 10 to go for Woodlake on their own 16-yard line. With about 2 minutes, 50 seconds remaining here in the first half of the football game, Woodlake out in front by not too big of a margin, 13-6. Woodlake Tigers in possession, first and 10. Keck takes this time. Keck hands it off to second man, Sanchez. He gets out to the 20, falls to about the, just about the 20-yard line, where he is brought down. Looks like number 80, Tom Schulte, was leading the play there and giving a nice block for Sanchez into that line. We have more substitutions coming in defensively for Lindsay. Second down, 5 yards to go. The ball on the 20, just across the 20. Both the ends are split this time for the Tigers. Keck again takes the snap. Keck hands it off to Sanchez. Blocks for him. Sanchez gets down to the 25 and is pulled down on about the 26-yard line, awfully close to the first down. On the bottom of the pile for the Lindsay Cardinals was Paul, a 175-pound tackle. And we're going to have a measurement to see if this is a first down or not. It is that close. They'll bring the chain markers in from the far side of the field. The Lindsay band is beginning to line up down behind the goal post, behind the end zone to our right, down at the west end of the field. There, they're marking that off to see. It looks from here like it is. It is a first and 10 for the Woodlake Tigers. The ball's on the 27-yard line in Woodlake territory. Real cold breeze coming up here now at Lindsay. And we're on top of the press box right out here in the open where that wind can hit you from all 5 directions. As they start the clock after this first down, first and 10 to go. Just a minute and 50 seconds remaining in the first half. Keck looks his lineup over once more. Now he's out there ready to take the snap. He takes it, goes back. He's going to pass in his own territory. Has plenty of time. Goes down, intended this time, taken down on the 47-yard line, a completed pass to Mike Sweeney. Mike Sweeney, who was in there that time, replacing Tom Schulte at the end, and they move it all the way down to the 48-yard line is where they're going to spot it. Keck, deep in his own territory with a 6-point lead, and a half just about out. He really gambled that time, but he had all the time in the world back there to spot his receiver, and he hit Mike Sweeney for the completed pass. Sweeney is out of the lineup now. It's first and 10 to go. Here's the handoff this time to number 41. Is that 40? That is. Right up the middle, and he picks up plenty of yardage. A beautiful run. Hanker's penalty markers go down. That was, carrying the football that time was for the Woodlake Tigers. We couldn't pick him up in a moment, but it was Arch Shot it is. And there's a penalty against Lindsay, a 15-yard penalty. And that's going to move the football along with that 10-yard run deep in the Lindsay territory, down on the 27-yard line, first and 10 to go for Woodlake. So in 2 plays, actually, along with that penalty, they've moved the ball from about their own 26 all the way down to the 27-yard line in Lindsay territory. A timeout called by the Lindsay Cardinals. Again now, it's a minute 13 seconds remaining here in the first half of the football game. Woodlake's ball, first and 10. Keck takes it, goes back, throws a screen out this time to Joe Garcia. He hit, breaks a tackle, and he's going to be throwing for no, he's still on his feet, throwing for a loss. So, as coming in to make the final stop was Dickerson, who brought him down. And they're going to spot the ball way back on the 29-yard line. Timeout again, called by the Woodlake Tigers. They want to take advantage of that clock, so they call a timeout with 56 seconds remaining. When time is back, 66 seconds remaining here in the first half. Woodlake leading 13-6. Woodlake's ball, second and 12 to go. Kick the quarterback, goes back, has time, looks, throws one down the intended for Hagar this time, and he drops the football down near the 10-yard line. Two defenders were around him, but Hagar got his hands on it, couldn't hold on to it, and it's an incomplete pass, and that'll bring up third down with 12 yards to go. Third and 12 again for the Tigers. Here goes Schulte into the lineup now for at one of the end spots. He'll replace Mike Sweeney, who actually took a nice pass down here just a moment ago to give the Tigers quite a gain in this series of downs. So it's third down coming out, 12 yards to go. 51 seconds remaining. The Tigers, of course, would like to get a cushion up on that scoreboard of about 6 more points, because it's too close for comfort right now as the ends are split. Schulte to the near side. There's Keck going back. Lee's being rushed. He breaks away. He's tripped and thrown for a loss way back on the 37-yard line. And sneaking in behind him was Paul, the 175-pound tackle for Lindsay to throw Keck way back on the 37-yard line. And a timeout once more called by the Woodlake Tigers with 37 seconds remaining in the first half of the football game. With this timeout here, timeout is still on the field here. Let's set the picture here. There's 37 seconds remaining in the first half of the game. The Woodlake Tigers lead 13-6. It'll be fourth down for the Woodlake Tigers and about 20 yards to go as the ball is on the Lindsay 37-yard line. And, of course, they're not going to punt this one. Keck is going to go probably for the long bomb. This time he's going way back past midfield. Throws one far downfield, down near the end zone. Schulte has it on the 5-yard line. He goes, Mike Sweeney again. Mike Sweeney took it on the 5 and went in for the touchdown. And that ball traveled at least 50 yards through the air, a beautiful rifle pass. There was one of the defensive players right around Sweeney that time. Somehow or other, he got it out of his hands and went in for the touchdown and 6 points. And Gary Keck on a beautiful pass play. Mike Sweeney making 2 great catches here in this last series of downs. So the Tigers lead now 19-6. With 29 seconds remaining in the first half. Keck this time throws one into the end zone intended for Cardinals. And the clock is stopped with 29 seconds remaining in the first half. Well, here in the, as far as the Woodlake team is concerned, of course, we've only seen a couple of games, but that, as we say, Keck had plenty of time. He faded all the way back to the midfield stripe, actually was down about the 45-yard line in his own territory. He heaved that football and was taken on the 5-yard line by the end, Mike Sweeney. So that's the story up to try an onside kick. No, he kicks it out of bounds, way over into the stand. Does it go the necessary yardage? Let's see where they say the football went out of bounds. Keck just tried to kick it into the stands that time, and it did. It went out on about the 46-yard line, I believe, in Lindsay territory. They're calling for the football now. They have to wait until it come up into the stands here to get it. They're going to spot it on the 40-yard line with 29 seconds remaining in the football game. So evidently the Woodlake Tigers, afraid of some of these speedy backs. This Bidrio is very fast, and so is Taylor. They didn't want to give them a chance to run it back all the way for the touchdown. So the ball is spotted now on the 40-yard line. Let's check that again. Pick up these line markers. That's right, the 40-yard line. At 29 seconds, the Tigers lead 19-6. All right, Edwards, the quarterback for Lindsay, has his team set. Edwards is going to go to the air. He rolls back. He has time, throws one downfield. There's Taylor down there, no good. Taylor was down on the 35-yard line, but he couldn't get that as he had to turn around and then come back a yard or two, and we have an injured Woodlake player on the field. In fact, 2 Woodlake defenders back there defending against the pass receiver ran into one another, and we have 2 injured Woodlake players on the field. Hager is going to come to the sideline under his own power with only 23 seconds remaining in the first half. Naturally, they'll bring Hager out, and they'll also bring Marino out because give them a chance to get their breath here before the second half gets underway. 23 seconds remaining in the first half. I imagine Lindsay will call a little timeout. Although they split their end, Wilson right over to the near side, they may try for a pass over here and have him run it out of bounds to stop that clock. Edwards, the quarterback, sets his team. Edwards goes back, looks. He throws to the far side over there. There's the Segro. He couldn't get it. That was intended for Vidrio that time, over near the 40 to his team. There's Edwards, the quarterback, goes back, goes over the middle, and almost intercepted. Stan Sanchez almost had that in his hands that time, as the pass was intended for number 81, Hubbard, the big end, and it was a beautiful pass. It was a perfect pass. Hubbard didn't turn around quite fast enough. Just as he turned around, why, Sanchez was right there, almost got the football, and it's an incomplete pass. Brings up fourth down with 10 yards to go. The clock is stopped with 14 seconds remaining in the half. The Tigers lead 19-6. All right, Sanchez and Garcia, the two deep men for Woodlake Tigers. There's a snap back. Vidrio gets that left-footed high kick away, and Sanchez takes it on the 20. He comes to the 25, tries to reverse his field to the 30, and he's pulled down on the 35-yard line. Sanchez, a nice return that time as he ran into a lot of traffic of red-shirted Cardinals down there, finally brought down by Dickerson, a 205-pound tackle. So the clock is stopped with 3 seconds remaining in the first half. And the Tigers in possession. Now there's a penalty marker down on the field. Let's see what this penalty, it will be against the Tigers, I'm sure, because they're talking to the captains of the Lindsay Cardinals. And they're going to start marking off the penalty, a 15-yarder from the 35-yard line. And that'll take the football all the way back to the 20-yard line, unnecessary roughness. And it'll be the Tigers' ball first down on the 20-yard line. First and 10 to go with only 3 seconds remaining, and no doubt about it, they'll just freeze this football. Time for about one play, although we've seen this kick. He may just gamble on it. All right, the Woodlake Tigers are set. Keck this hands it off to Sanchez. He's hit right as he gets to the line of scrimmage. There's the end of the first half, and the Woodlake Tigers are out in front here at the halftime by a score of 19-6. At the Lindsay Olive Bowl now, getting ready to start the second half of the football game between the Woodlake Tigers and the Lindsay Cardinals. The score at halftime, 19-6 in favor of Woodlake. And Lindsay now will kick off to the Tigers. Kicking off is Vidrio, that left-footed kicker. There's a high one going down. Sanchez takes it on the 15, hands it off to Garcia. Garcia comes to 20, the 25, gets a block to the 30, the 35, the 40, the 45, and he's knocked down on the 48-yard line. A beautiful run by Garcia that time. He was coming up the near sidelines, and he really brought it back to the 48-yard line where it's first and 10 to go for the Woodlake Tigers. The second half of the football game just getting underway on a chilly night here in Lindsay, California. The breeze has come up, and it's a cold breeze. And as I said before, we're way on top of the press box up here where we can really get the wind. All right, the Tigers ball, first and 10 to go. Keck, the quarterback, looks over his team. Keck pitches this time to Sanchez. Sanchez runs the left side, gets a block from Keck. He goes to 50, pulled down on the 48-yard line for a gain of about 4 yards on the far side of the field. And in on the tackle was Bishop, linebacker for the Lindsay Cardinals. So it'll be second down, 6 yards to go. The ball's across the midfield stripe on the 48-yard line in Lindsay territory. The Tigers lead 19-6. They're after their 22nd consecutive victory, and they're trying to break the school record now. All right, kick the quarterback, fakes to one man, then gives out this time to Marino. Marino's hit and picks up a couple of yards, maybe a yard on the play. Al Marino, the fullback, carrying the football that time. Finally spotted down, knocked down rather on the 46-yard line. It's 3rd and 5 to go. 3rd and 5 to go now for Woodlake. They're in Lindsay territory. Well, how do they rate the Woodlake Tigers in the Central Valley? Some people rate them as the top team in the valley, but of course they're actually they do not have the opportunity to play some of the top teams. So what do they say? The best team in the valley? We seem to think so. Seen quite a few high school games this year. There's Keck going back, and he's being chased, so he runs. He gets down to 45 to 40. Look at him run down the 35 to 34-yard line. Ralph Keck finally pulled down by Metters, a 190-pound defensive lineman for the Lindsay Cardinals, but he did make that first and 10 deep into Lindsay territory on the 34-yard line. Now, we would love to see this Woodlake Tigers play in the carnival in Visalia at the start of the season. Say they should play a half a game against Whitney and maybe Orosa against Redwood. Make a real carnival. Keck, the quarterback, calling again, pitching this time to Marino. Marino trying to run the left end. He doesn't make any headway at all. as that time. Crashing through to bring him down was Knutson, one of the defensive ends, playing the right side of the line. Brought him down for no gain. Second down, 10 yards to go. Yes, we would like to see Woodlake play in that carnival, or maybe after the season's over. I don't know. Maybe someday they'll get this playoff, but Woodlake should be rated at right there at the top of any team, say from Bakersfield up to Modesto. Keck calls signals once more. Keck going to try to go. He's being rushed. Gets a pass away. No good. And he was hit at the last moment. As sneaking in behind him was Knutson again. The pass was intended that time for Mike Sweeney. Incomplete pass. And just as Keck got rid of that football, I believe his arm was hit a little bit. It wobbled. And incomplete. So it's third down and 10 yards to go. Third and 10 now for the Tigers. 19-6. Woodlake out in front. An official timeout is coming over to talk to the coach, Leo Robinson of Woodlake, is one of the officials. They're having a discussion down here about something. Well, while time is up, let's have a message from Joe Bunch Mohawk. It'll be third down, 10 yards to go. We're trying to pick up these line markers down here. The 33-yard line in Lindsay territory. Lindsay has 6 men up on that forward wall. 6, 2, and 3 is their defense set up right now. Keck calls signals. Keck pitches back to Marino. Marino looks, throws. One intended for Keck. Keck can't hold on to it down on the 20-yard line. Keck got up in the air, got his hands on that football, but he couldn't hold on to it. And Keck, the quarterback, pitched out to Marino then. Marino faded back a little bit as Keck ran downfield. The pass was intended for Keck, but no good, and it's fourth down. Well, that was a big surprise play, and a timeout is called by the Woodlake Tigers. It'll be fourth down, 10 yards to go when time is called back in. Free blows his whistle, time is back in. Early in the third quarter here, the Tigers with fourth down, 10 yards to go on the 33-yard line in Lindsay territory. Keck pitches this time to Marino. Marino's rolling out, going to throw again. This time he throws to Keck. He hits him down on the 20. Keck breaks away. He's down to the 5. And is he in or out? He's out of bounds, I think, right on the 1-yard line. He was breaking tackles there. He was hit about 3 times between the 20-yard line and the where he was knocked out of bounds finally on the 3-yard line in Lindsay territory. And that was the same play that failed a moment ago as Keck, the quarterback, pitched it to Marino. Then Keck ran downfield. Marino threw to him, hit him on about the 20. And Keck fought tacklers all the way down to the 3-yard line where it's first and goal to go for Woodlake. And he really ran that ball beautifully after he caught a kick. That he was hit about 3 or 4 times. All right, first and goal to go. Keck takes it, pitches to Marino. This correction on that, carrying the football, I believe. We'll have to pick him up in a moment. Looked like a new player in there. Number 42, it was Marino. Moved it down to at least the 2-yard line. Second down, goal to go. Second and goal to go. Here comes Marino out, and Joe Garcia goes into the backfield. Marino gets a nice hand from his coach as he comes to the sidelines. He threw that nice pass that time, all right. Second down, goal to go, about 2 yards away from pay dirt. As Keck sets the team once more. Keck takes it this time, hands it off to the... No, he throws into the end zone. No good. Wait a minute, he caught it. A beautiful catch that time. I don't see how he held on to it, but Joe Garcia and Keck again faked the handoff to the fullback, kept the football, threw to Garcia, and a diving catch by Garcia for the 6 points. At least the referee held up his hands there, and it was a touchdown. So it's 25 now for Woodlake and 6 for Lindsay. That boy was really diving through the air, and how he held onto that football, we'll never know. He had his back to us, so we couldn't tell whether he held it or not until the referee threw up his arms. Keck pitches this time to number 43, Scott. And Scott goes in, no good. He didn't quite make it. He's hit just about on the goal line, but they say no good, so the score remains 25 for Woodlake and 6 for Lindsay. And now Woodlake will kick off to Lindsay. Before they do, here's a word from Woodlake Hardware.
An old-timer wouldn't recognize the modern hardware store as it is today. A visit to Woodlake Hardware will quickly show you why. The nature of hardware stores has changed considerably over the years, with many additional lines being added for the convenience of their customers. And right now at Woodlake Hardware, When you purchase 2 gallons of any kind of colony paint, you receive free a set of 4 Ates colored amber glasses. Your choice in either 12-ounce or 8-ounce size. These beautiful glasses look real smart and can be used for just about everything. Don't forget, a set of 4 Ates colored amber glasses are yours free when you purchase 2 gallons of any kind of fine old colony paint, known the world over for quality. Woodlake Hardware also carries appliances, furniture, a complete line of hardware and just about all of your household needs. Stop in at Woodlake Hardware next chance you get and pick up your Ates colored amber glasses, free with the purchase of 2 gallons of old colony paint.
So Ralph Kick now will kick off with the Woodlake Tigers. The deep men are Vidrio on the near side, Taylor on the far side. Here's a boot, end over end, going deep. Vidrio takes it on the 10, comes up to the 15 to 20, and he comes the near side to 25, tries to get a block to the 30, knocked out of bounds on the 34, 35-yard line. And he was knocked out by Joe Garcia and Stan Sanchez. On the 34-yard line in Lindsay territory, where the Cardinals will take over and they'll have to go to the air. They trail 25 to 6 here in the third quarter with 7 minutes, 54 seconds remaining in this quarter. So let's see if the Tigers do go to the air. This quarterback of theirs, Edwards, is a very good passer. The Cardinals taking quite a bit of time out in that huddle now. They haven't broken it as yet. Now they do. And they're going to split one of the ends. Hubbard to this side. To the far side is Wilson. Edwards, the quarterback, goes back, makes the pass in, rolls out, throws a long one downfield. There is Vidrio. He takes it down on the... Wait a minute. And another penalty called against the Woodlake. Vidrio took that ball on about the 38-yard line, and a penalty was called against the Woodlake Tigers. I believe a little bit of piling on there. Well, we didn't quite see. There's an official timeout. I think the officials are going to have to discuss this. They haven't marked off any penalty yet. Now they throw another handkerchief down, and there's a foul being called against the coach of the Woodlake Tigers, Leo Robinson, over on the sidelines. The official came over here. Robinson said something to him, and the official threw the red marker down right on the sidelines here. And there's a personal foul against the Woodlake Tigers being marked off. And listen to boos from the Woodlake stands below us. Well, they moves the ball deep in the Woodlake territory now. Down to the 23-yard line, where it's first and 10 to go for Lindsay. First and 10 for the Cardinals. Both ends are split this time. Hubbard to the near side, Wilson to the far side. Edwards, the quarterback, sets the team. Edward takes it. Backs up, throws one over the middle this time. Intended for Taylor. And another marker down. Pass interference call this time against Gary Hagar. That was Taylor down on the 15-yard line. Hagar was right there with him. And they call pass interference. Here goes, while they're talking this penalty over, Edwards runs over to the far sidelines to get some advice from his coach. Well, here's another penalty now being marked off from that line of scrimmage. Now let's see where they're going to spot the football now. Down to the 12-yard line. And it'll be first and 10 to go for Lindsay. Well, these penalties here they haven't caught either one of these passes, but they make plenty of yardage on them. All the boys are a little anxious out there. Let's see. First and 10 to go. The ball on the 11. There's the quarterback right on the sneak. Edwards saw a big hole just as the ball was snapped, and more markers go down. But this, I believe, may be a backfield in motion or an illegal motion against the Lindsay Cardinals. Let's see. Nothing has been signals as yet. Actually, I think the Woodlake Tigers was a little bit caught by surprise that time on the ball snap. They hadn't quite lined up or something. And Edwards saw a big hole. He plowed forward. But the penalty against Woodlake. Another one, 5-yard penalty. The down remains the same. It'll be first down and 5 yards to go. And that ball is on about the 7-yard line. So Lindsay now getting close to pay dirt. here in the third quarter. Both the ends are split from sideline to sideline. Edwards this time on a draw to Wooleman, Dickerson rather. Dickerson goes down to about the 2-yard line. And he's pulled down by Sanchez and also by Mike Schuft. But the ball's close to that goal line on the 2-yard line. Of course, they only need 5 yards to go for the touchdown, for the first down, so it's first and goal to go now for the Lindsay Cardinals. The ball's on the 2-yard line in Woodlake territory. Again, the ends are split. Out in the slot goes Taylor. Edwards, the quarterback, calling the signal. Edwards on the quarterback sneak. I don't think he made it. There's a big pileup right on the line, on that goal line, but he didn't make it. They're still untangling. He picked up a half a yard possibly on the play. It's awfully close to the goal line, less than a half a yard to go, about a foot from the goal line. And at second down, they have 3 downs to make that half a foot. 25-6, Woodlake leads. Lindsay's ball, second and goal to go on the half-foot line. Again, the quarterback sneak by Edwards. Did he make it? No sign given yet. Another big pile up on the goal line. There's the signal, touchdown. And 6 points for the Lindsay Cardinals. So the score now is 25 for Lindsay and 12 for the Cardinals. Well, Edwards went in finally from the half-foot line. The Cardinals were aided quite a bit in that drive by penalties. And but they got on that scoreboard 25-12. They're going to try to kick this point after touchdown. There's a ball. It's down, and Edwards, the quarterback, kicks. It is good. Good. So the score now 25 for Woodlake, 13 for Lindsay, and off to the Woodlake Tigers, getting ready to kick off his video. And if the Tigers do manage to win their 22nd successive victory here tonight, they'll know they've been in a football game. There's a boot, a low skimming one going down, gets past Garcia, and it will go into the end zone and be brought out for the automatic touchback. That ball went right between Garcia and Sanchez. It was a skimming kick, not over 2 or 3 feet off the ground, all the way down there, went into the end zone, and it will be brought out to the 20-yard line with 2 minutes, 19 seconds remaining in the third quarter of the football game. The Woodlake Tigers have a 5-point lead. They lead Lindsay Cardinals 25-20. So the offensive team of Woodlake is in there now. In at the center spot is Mike Schuft, who was injured a moment ago. He's back out there now. So he's all right. Ralph Keck, the quarterback. Keck takes the snap this time, hands it off to Joe Garcia, trying that hand sweep, and again he's brought down, and let's see who was in there to bring him down. Again, it was Edwards, the offensive quarterback. Brought him down right on the line of scrimmage, no gain. It's second down and 10 yards to go. This fellow Edwards has got that hand sweep of Garcia's figured out pretty well right now. But remember, 3 distinct tackles in here by Edwards that stopped Garcia. 1 minute, 51 seconds remaining. Hagar, the end, is split to the near sideline. Keck calls signals, pitches to Sanchez. Sanchez tries to run the left side, and he gets away from one tackler, but he's brought down. He didn't make it out to about the 23-yard line, and that's all. And 4, the red-shirted Cardinals bringing him down over there. They were led by Dickerson, the linebacker. 1 minute, 20 seconds remaining. Gary Waddle going in deep in the lineup now for Woodlake. He's replacing Bob Hoppala on the forward wall at the tackle spot. So Waddle goes into the tackle. Hoppala comes out. 1 minute, 13 seconds in the third quarter. Woodlake's ball. They come up to the line of scrimmage, and the official blows a whistle, and a timeout is called by the Woodlake Tigers. Timeout. 11 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Third down for the Woodlake Tigers. About 7 yards to go. Keck, the quarterback, rolling out now. Has plenty of time. He looks. He's going to run with the football. He finds a big hole. He gets down to the 30, down to the 35, the 40, and he's pulled down on the 40. Let's see where they're going to spot up at the 43-yard line. Gary Keck found a big hole up the middle that time after rolling out to the left a little bit, and he decided to run that football. He's brought it down to the 40. We're looking for the markers here. We can hardly see them. Let's call it the 43-yard line where it's first and 10 to go for Woodlake. The clock is running. 47 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Woodlake in possession. They lead by only 5 points. Keck takes the snap this time, hands it off to the fullback. Shot. He momentarily fumbles the ball, picks it up, and he carries straight down the middle that time. And he picks up all the way down across the midfield stripe to the 47. Just as he got to about the 45-yard line, the ball bounced out of his hands just about a foot maybe, and he got it before it hit the ground and moved it on down to the 47-yard line, and we may have to have a measurement to see if he picked up that first down. They're bringing in the chain markers from the far side, and it's going to be a half a foot short. Just about a half a foot short, so it'll be second down, less than a yard to go for the Woodlake Tigers. 27 seconds remaining in the third quarter. The Tigers in possession. They lead by only 5 points. Now the clock has started. Woodlake is still huddling. Back up out on their 40-yard line. They come out of the huddle up to that line of scrimmage. This time Sanchez is out as a flanker way over to the near sideline. Also coming over here is Art Schott. The only lone back now in back of Keck is Joe Garcia. Keck takes it. Keck gives it to Garcia. Finds a big hole. He goes down to the 40. Breaks the tackle to the 35 down to the 33-yard line. As the gun goes off, ending the third quarter. And a nice run that time by Garcia. The score at the end of the third quarter. 25 for Woodlake, 20 for Lindsay. And here is the midway. Woodlake's ball. This time the pitch out. Goes to number 43 Schott. He's running wide. He gets to the 30, down to the 25, and he's pulled down on the far side of the field. Art Schott carried the football that time. Moved it down to the 25-yard line in Lindsay territory. Now they say he was out of bounds on the far side on the 27-yard line. So it's second down. About 3 yards to go for the Tigers. Second and 3. They lead by only 5 points. They have Garcia along with Scott it is. Art Schott. Here's the handoff this time to Scott, straight up the middle, and he gets close to that first down. Let's see. Another pile-up as he picks up about 3 yards going straight up the middle. Percentage up on that scoreboard, about 6 more points at least. Because this Lindsay football team is still in this game. All right, first and 10 to go for the Tigers. Ball near the 25. We'll call it the 27-yard line in Lindsay territory. Keck, the quarterback, hands it to the second man, and that's Sanchez. He's hit him back to the line of scrimmage. He may have fallen forward up to the line of scrimmage, but he sure didn't pick up any yardage, as in there to bring him down was Paul, the big tackle for Lindsay. Second and 10 to go. The ball still on the 27-yard line. Gary Waddle comes out of the lineup. Hoppelar goes in. Woodlake's ball. Now we have 10 minutes and 25 seconds remaining in the football game. The Tigers want to keep possession of this. Second and 10. Keck, the quarterback, goes over the line this time. Intended for Schultz. Was it no good? It was almost intercepted that time as it went over the hands of the intended receiver, Tom Schultz. A very fast pass over the line. And defending back there was Taylor. And he dived for the football, but couldn't get it. He almost goes back, looks, he has time, goes, and down over the center that time, near the goal line. There was Hager down there. He had 2 men. Hager was the deep man, and Mike Sweeney was the short man, but neither one could get to it. Another incomplete pass. And that brings up fourth down for the Woodlake Tigers. 4th and 10 to go. They have the ball on the 27-yard line in Lindsay territory. Coming out, Waddle and Hoppelar are alternating right now at the tackle spot. They're carrying in plays from Coach Leo Robinson down here at the sidelines. Well, the big play for the Woodlake Tigers. They lead by 5. Will they make it 11? They need it. Here's Keck going back again. There's time. Throws over the middle this time for Hagar. No good. Pass interference called. And pass interference that time was called on Knutson of Lindsay down on the 10-yard line. Actually, it'll be the first down for the Woodlake Tigers. 9 minutes, 58 seconds remaining. A chilly night in Lindsay. Keck, the quarterback, takes. Keck gives it to Joe Garcia. Joe Garcia starts wide, cuts the corner. He gets down to the 5-yard line, and he's pulled down. Joe started a wide right-end sweep that time, but he found a hole and cut in, and he moved it close to the 5-yard line. So it'll be second down, about 1.5 yards to 2 yards to go. The ball's on the 5-yard line in Lindsay territory. Woodlake leading 25 to 20. This time Garcia is going out to the right as a flanker, over near the far sideline. Keck takes the snap. Keck rolls out to the right this time. He's going to try to run it in. Does he make it? He gets close, but not quite in. Ralph Keck on the keeper this time. running the right end, and there's a big pileup, but it's going to be close to that goal line. We're going to call it the 1-yard line. Third down and a yard to go for the touchdown for the Woodlake Tigers. The fourth and final quarter of the football game. That ball is spotted right on the 1-yard line. We have 8 minutes, 55 seconds remaining. Woodlake's uniforms are very, very dirty here tonight. This field is, well, the grass, some of it is worn out. Let's see what Keck tries. Keck gives it to, on a double reverse this time. The football is given to the end, I believe it's Sanchez. And he goes in for the touchdown. That was a double reverse as Keck handed off to Garcia. Garcia then handed off to Sanchez, and Sanchez went in for the 6 points, and now the Tigers lead 31-20. Well, if Lindsay doesn't stop these Tigers, people say there's no other team they have on their schedule that can do it. I don't know. Anybody can beat anybody on any night, but the Tigers right now seem to have a little edge. This time on the point after touchdown, Keck is rolling out, goes into the end zone, and it's knocked out of the intended receiver's hand. A nice defensive play down there as it was calling the signals. Keck takes it, gives it this time to Scott, the big man, right up the middle. And he picks himself up about 7 yards on the play as big Art Scott, number 43, carried right up the middle, moved it down to the 40-yard line. A 7-yard carry at 2nd and 3 to go for Woodlake. Slot this time. Keck spins, gives it this time to Sanchez. Sanchez tries to crack the left tackle, and he picks up a yard. And wait a minute, another penalty marker down against Lindsay. And this may be another unnecessary roughness. Let's see. Personal foul being signaled against Lindsay, and there's a 15-yard penalty being marked off against the Cardinals. Marino on reverse gives it to Garcia. Garcia starts wide, cuts the corner, gets across the 20 down to the 19-yard line. About 6 to go. This time, Scott, right up the middle on the handoff from Keck. He picks up a yard or two, and that's about all. But the clock is running out, and the clock right now is favoring the Woodlake Tigers because they have an 11-point lead. Here goes Jim Crawford into the tackle spot for the Tigers. And coming out at this point of the game is Gary Hart. Hart is his uniform is absolutely black. And he gets a hand from the Woodlake fans below him as he needs a rest. He's been in there all night, both offensively and defensively. Big Gary Hart. There's going to be a good junior college football player for somebody next year. Clock going. 5 minutes, 29 seconds remaining. Ralph Keck goes over the middle this time, and it's complete to Schulte. Schulte dragging a couple of tacklers with him as he gets down inside the 10-yard line. And let's see where they're going to spot it. It's going to be 1st and 10 anyway. Inside the 10, I'm sure. Tom Schulte taking that pass. They dropped another penalty marker down and another penalty against the Lindsay Cardinals from right at the point of interest. Another personal foul. Right where, what's his name, Schulte was brought down. Well, that's close to the goal line. They're going to spot it now inside the 5 on about the 4.5-yard line. 1st and goal to go for Woodlake. Woodlake Tigers from the 4.5-yard line in Lindsay territory with 5 minutes, 18 seconds remaining in the game. The Tigers leading by 11 points, 31-20. The official has not blown that whistle yet, signifying time is back in. He's over on the sideline talking to the coach of the Lindsay Cardinals. Far sideline this time. 1st down on the 4.5-yard line in Lindsay territory. Keck the quarterback takes. Keck this time gives to Sanchez. Sanchez running wide. He gets in for the touchdown. He carried one tackler in there into that end zone with him. And it's 6 more points for the Woodlake Tigers. And now they lead 37-20 as Sanchez carries in from the 4.5-yard line. 37 for Woodlake, 20 for Lindsay. Schulte coming out, and Mike Sweeney going in at the end spot for the Tigers. Now just a few of the fans who are probably a little bit chilly start to leave this football field. Let's see what Keck tries for this point after touchdown. He's going to try to run it in himself on the quarterback keep, and he did. He got it in for the point. So Woodlake has a nice, comfortable lead now. 18 points, 38-20. Quarterback takes. Keck pitches to Sanchez. Sanchez runs the near side. He gets down to the 45, and he's upended on the 45-yard line by Knutson of Lindsay. And the clock is moving. It'll be a second down coming up. That was a carry that time of about 6 yards. 2nd and 4 to go for the Tigers. The ball's on the 45-yard line in Lindsay territory. 1 minute, 29 seconds remaining. The Tigers, 38. Lindsay, 20. Both ends are in tight this time. Keck calls signals again. Keck is going back. He's going to go to the air. He's looking. There's one far downfield, way down there. And is almost intercepted. And down there was big number 82. That is Mike Sweeney. He was well covered, but he was down on the 5-yard line. Again, Keck threw that football from back around his own 40-yard line down to about the goal line, about 60 yards through the air, and it was just out of the reach of Sweeney. Also, one of the defenders, number 30 for Lindsay, was there. That was Byrne, and he was just about as close to it as Sweeney. I think they both got their hands on it. 3rd down for the Tigers. Keck this time is again going to go to the air again. Again, a long pass downfield, and there is Schody down there, no good. Down on the 10-yard line, Schody dived after it. Incomplete pass brings up 4th down with still about 4 yards to go. The clock is stopped with 1 minute 5 seconds remaining in the football game, and 4th down coming up. Bob Crawford going in as a center now. More substitutions for Woodlake. Gary Waddle going back in. Coming out is Bob Hoppeloff. 4th down for the Tigers. They have about 4 yards to go for the 1st down. The ball is on the 50-yard line, right on the 45-yard line in Lindsay territory. Standing back in punt formation is Keck, but he's going to throw it. He throws a little screen out here to Sanchez. He's got it. He goes to 35 to 30, to 25 to 20 to 15 to 10 to 5. He's hit on the goal line. He's in for the touchdown. What a play. The 4th down. And an injured player for Lindsay. Sanchez taking that little screen pass. As Keck in punt formation just took about 4 steps to his right. Saw Sanchez there, not about 10 feet away from him. Lofted the ball to Sanchez. He took it and moved all the way from about the 40-yard line where he took that pass down the far sideline into the end zone for the touchdown. And it's 44 now for Woodlake and 20 for Lindsay. 53 seconds showing on the clock. Woodlake will try for the point after touchdown now. They lead 44 to 20 with only about 53 seconds remaining. Keck calling signals. Keck tries to run it in himself on the sneak, right up the middle, and I don't think he made it from here. He didn't. So the score remains 44 for Woodlake, 20 for Lindsay. 53 when Arosa defeated them. Here comes Keck kick. A long one going down. It goes over into the end zone, and it will be brought out for the automatic touchback. So it was in 1963 Arosa beat Woodlake. That's the last time they lost a football game. And next week they play Arosa on the Woodlake Diamond. 53 seconds remaining. Well, there's no doubt about it. You'll hear a tremendous cheer going up from the Woodlake stands here in about 53 seconds. Here's Edwards, the quarterback. Going back, goes a pass down. Vidrio takes it, and was he inbounds or out of bounds? He was inbounds when he caught it down near the 40-yard line. Again, look, he's being chased. Now he throws with downfield and is almost intercepted by Mike Sweeney. Incomplete pass. Well, these passes are stopping the clock, so if we go off the air suddenly, you know we ran out of tape. There's Edwards going back again. He throws a pass downfield, and it's complete to Vidrio, and is he inbounds? He's still inbounds on the far side. He caught it on the 41-yard line. A completed pass, 3rd down, 2 yards to go, but only 16 seconds remaining. Again, Edwards takes the snap, throws over to the far sideline, batted out at the last moment by Gary Hagar. Incomplete. 4th down for the Lindsay Cardinals. Edwards looking, throws downfield. It's complete down on the 40-yard line, and wait a minute, he stepped out of bounds on the 39-yard line. Taking that pass that time was Hubbard the end. So it's 1st and 10 to go for Lindsay on the 39-yard line, Woodlake territory, only 5 seconds remaining. Woodlake leading 44 to 20, picking up their 22nd consecutive victory here tonight. Edwards, the quarterback, calling. He's looking toward the sidelines again. He's being swarmed on, and he's throwing for a big loss. The football game is over. The Woodlake Tigers win their 22nd consecutive victory, setting a school record. The final score, 44 for Woodlake and 20 for Lindsay. There's a penalty marker down, but the game is over. The penalty marker was against Woodlake, I'm sure, or against Lindsay. So the final score, as we run out of tape, 44 for Woodlake and 20 for Lindsay. Wait a minute, we're going to have one more play. A 15-yard penalty being marked off against Woodlake takes the ball down to the 29-yard line. There's no time left on the scoreboard clock. It is run out. So here's the final play. Edwards going back. He has receivers going downfield all the way. There's a pass broken up. It's intercepted in the end zone by Marino. Marino coming out. He gets down to the 25, the 30, the 35. He's still on his feet to the 45. Brought down. The game is over. Woodlake wins 44-30. And that's it. The Woodlake Tigers winning their 22nd consecutive victory. So this is Mike Kermar now returning you to the studios of KONG.
Well, it's a wonderful way to spend each exciting day with the wonderful world of sports.
Know who's making fame at your favorite game.
Keep informed with all the race reports. Keep checking out the score and enjoy your day more with the wonderful world of sports.
We'll keep you posted
From KONG.
AM and FM Visalia.
There are so many reasons why folks are buying 67